I was reading 2 Kings and I'm a bit confused on what the significance of 2 Kings 2:23 through 25 is. Seemed rather random, but of course I know it's not. It is a challenge for a lot of Christians. So I know exactly what's going through your mind here, but let's go ahead and read it together. And it says, "He went up from there to Bethel, and while he was going up on the way, some small boys came out of the city and jeered at him, saying, 'Go up, you bald head, go up, you bald head.' And he turned around, and when he saw them, he cursed them in the name of the Lord. And 2 she-bears came out of the woods and tore the 42 of the boys. From there he went on to Mount Carmel, and from there he returned to Samaria." Okay, so as far as the significance of this goes, what we're supposed to understand is the importance of God's chosen person. Elijah was chosen by God to be the prophet, his voice, and God was protecting him. And you might say, what? From small boys who were just making fun of him? No, it's a little more than that. So when we pull up the scripture, the big concern most people have, especially atheists, they love to bring this one up, is where it says small boys right there. So what does this actually mean? Does it mean small boys? This is one particular area where I think the ESV gets it wrong. So even though I prefer that translation, let's go see what the original language actually says. So we're going to click on the verse, and that's going to give us all of the original language according to Strong's Concordance. So we're going to scroll down until we find young lads. Okay, we're going to look at lads. Does this mean little boys? Let's find out. The word is nahar, but what we're going to look at is down here. This is all the different ways that this word has been translated. Boys, only once. Young, only once. Babe, only once. 76 times it is translated as young man. So if you click on the word young man, you get a lot of different instances where it's translated that way. Here's a great example of exactly what type of threat Elijah was facing. This is a story of Abimelech. He gets a millstone dropped on his head. He's about to die. Then he called hastily to the young man, his armor bearer, and said unto him, "Draw thy sword and slay me, that men say not of me, a woman slew him." And his young man thrust him through, and he died. This was a young man who was old enough to be an armor bearer and to actually slay the person who requested it of him. So what needs to be understood here is that this was a group of young men who were intent on causing him harm. They were taunting him, but most likely they were some kind of gang that would cause harm to people out of sheer boredom. This is why I tell you, don't be afraid of any questions that people throw at you, even if you don't know the answer, because the answer does exist.